those times when I feel closed off from all that I could become, eager but too scared to climb. Wanted to please my friends, but it felt like the end of myself. I was shut down and all drained out. I was lost, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness. They turned on me, but now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they're saying, this is who I am. This is who I am now. They think that I have lost my mind, that I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue. 'Cause this is me when I cut out all the shallowness and everything I suppress to fit in a small frame. But I won't play your game anymore, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness. They turned on me, but now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they're saying, this is who I am. This is who I am now. I'm gonna let them talk, but I ain't following nobody else. How can I be resentful when I finally respect myself? I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness. They turned on me, but now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they're saying, this is who I am. This is who I am now. Won't you sing out your frustration? Just say a word. Keep on staring at the pavement. God knows who hurt. Ooh, your mind is a ghost town, echoing inside your walls, 5 feet underground now. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us
What's up, everybody?
out. I don't wanna be the one
It's about that time.
that said, "Oh, I told you so." And even if the sky was falling down, you never noticed anyone
There he is.
around. I don't wanna be the one
Hey, hey.
that said, "Oh, I told you so."
No buttery video this week. Great,
We're all
your music's a lot better this week. I'm digging it.
It's getting better.
If you're joining us, be sure to put where you're tuning in from in this big, beautiful world of ours. Put that in the chat section down below. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you give Bootcamp permission to post your name. Otherwise, you just show up as Facebook user, and then we're like, well, Mr. User, Miss User. Like, we don't even know who we're talking to. So help us help you. We want to recognize you.
What's up, Faiza from Pakistan tuning in. Hey, what time is it where you're at right now? It's noon. Noon for me here in Montana.
I'm in Montana with you this week.
I know, except for you're in Montana, but you're 5 hours
Just
away.
down the road.
Just down the road.
Just down the road.
Just down the road. What's up, Dave, over on Behance?
Hey, Dave's back. There we go. All right, I've got an ad hoc external monitor so I can see chat on Behance now.
Digging it.
We made that happen. So glad to see you all.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us this week.
Glad you made time for us even while you're on the road.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it.
Two white guys dancing. Oh, man.
I think I sent you a giant poll of me dancing one night. I was just like jamming out, listening to some looping. What was his name? Zach Deputy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good show.
What's up? What's up? Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Moto Monday. Super excited to welcome you here. Got some fun stuff happening. What's up over on YouTube? Mohan, welcome to the show. Hey guys, super excited. So today's a little bit interesting. My name's Derek. If you're new here, I'm a creative director, graphic designer, web developer, and I'm going to be here with my good friend, Mr. Paul Gowan. Let's bring him up. What's up, Paul?
Hey.
Paul is a stud, Mustang Marine, personal development, success coach, and all kinds of things. And every week I butcher this. I just need like a transcript for you because you do so many great things. Good dude.
He's a good dude. If I can have that on my tombstone.
Complete good dude. Dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So what's up, Jessica, over on Behance? You go, Paul, says Dave.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
So, yeah, good dude. Good dude.
Right.
Man.
If I could just live up to that.
And not only that, guys, but you're going to see his energy level today is through the roof. And this is completely uncaffeinated, no substances of any kind. This is just a natural high that Paul brings to the show, and I love it. And I aspire to be like Paul on the daily.
We're going to have a little bit of a lid. My client was like, here, you can use one of our treatment rooms. So I'm streaming from an acupuncture office right now.
Are you really? I thought you were at a hotel right now.
No.
Oh, what? Are you kidding?
My client was just like,
that's
awesome.
This
is fine. Use my space. And I'm like, okay. Dude. Yeah, so look at this. Like, the acupuncturist is just like, here, use my office. And I'm like, okay.
So, but can we see the stand you're using right now? Can you show us that? Can you show us your setup? I want to see this.
There's the stool.
I love it. Don't dance too. No wonder you weren't dancing very hard today, man. Your whole setup was about to plummet.
If I breathe too hard, my computer's going to tumble.
Oh my goodness. That is incredible. That makes me so happy. All right. Yeah. So guys, this is an act of love, and Paul is going all in for us. He's on the road. He's serving one of his clients right now, where he gets to go in and actually work with people one-on-one for their businesses and help them, as Paul calls it, organizational development, where we go in and we learn about your business and we figure out how can we make it better. And so some of those things that he's on the road right now getting paid to do, and he's carving out time for us an hour this afternoon to basically give you guys free lessons on how to be better in your business. So for me, as somebody who was a freelancer, I've been freelancing, I've done the solo gigs, I've had the agency, and kind of full circle back into working as a creative director. These skills I wish I had learned years ago. It would have made business so much better, right? And today specifically, we're talking about landing those proposals, specifically landing those projects through the proposals you submit. And I'm really excited to learn what you have for us today, Paul. So are you ready to dive in to just go for this?
Yeah, let's dive in.
All right.
It's going to be a little bit quieter than normal.
No, I want to hear
but I'm so excited because this is something that, for me to be here, I went through this process. not as a graphic designer, but in my unique industry. So Mohan, we're not going into logo design today, but stay with us because this is going to help you after you have those designs, or to help you have those clients, to seek out those clients so you can present your logo design. Because today we're talking about how to win those proposals. Here's what we're going to be talking through today. We're going to talk about the prep phase ahead of the proposal. What do you do during the proposal? What do you do after the proposal? And check this out, I got some bonus training for you as well. Keep the questions coming. We have got a few different courses that we want to give away, and who knows what we will give away. We give away stuff for people who are participating. So if you're just joining us, go ahead and put down in the chat below where you're tuning in from, and we're going to jump right into the training. So the first step is this preparation phase. And the thing that I want you to understand is that plans are useless. Planning is indispensable. Dwight Eisenhower said that, because as you are in this preparation phase, you're thinking through, well, what does my client want to see? What was that end state that the client wanted to have his or her customers feel, know, or understand as a result of my work? If you just go all in and put your head down and dig really deep and you've got this perfect logo, like you went in and adjusted each and every single pixel, but you didn't anticipate what could be those questions, what could be those deal breakers, or what is that end state? Did you achieve the end state? You might have the greatest logo ever made, but if it doesn't go to what the client wants, you've created some art for art's sake. And that's not going to get you gigs unless you're like at some modern museum, right? So you really want to take a look at planning in this preparation phase. And that's going to come when you define your process. Us creatives have to put some frames around our time, frames around our mindset, frames around our environment. When we do that, we stabilize the chaos, we stabilize the unknown, we stabilize the stress of day-to-day life, so that way we can go in and create. That's what you're being hired to do, is understand those requirements from your client and go create. That will happen with increased efficiency when you define your process. And the final piece is attention to detail. I was a Marine for 15 years. For people around the country or around the world, you might not have a Marine Corps in your country. Think about this as like a soldier within the Navy. That's like the best translation that I can provide for you. And one of the higher ups told me, attention to detail, therefore attention to duty. You are in this line of work because you have a duty to yourself, that inner calling of being that creative and bringing that to help serve someone else in their business so they can go reach those customers. When you misspell somebody's name, or somebody, like the name of themselves or the name of their business, or you have a typo in there, that is going to crush your credibility. So part of this preparation is making sure you're building into your process, how can you ensure impeccable attention to detail? So let's bring it out to the two up there, Derek.
Oh, and then unmute my microphone too.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't tell you to do that. So,
oh man, dude, you dropped some really great points. The chat, I was kind of engaging with the chat here on Behance a little bit, saying hi to people. But also that quote you dropped: "Plans are useless. Planning is indispensable."
Right.
So good. And there's another quote along those lines, and hopefully you can help me out here. But talking about, there's so many plans or quotes with plans, but the one where it's talking about like, about it not going as planned. Like if you want to ensure it doesn't go.
Sure.
We were just talking about this the other day and I'm butchering this.
It's okay. I think,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Thinking about the one that you're talking about, like there was a saying in the military is no plan survives first contact with the enemy.
Okay. Maybe that's what we were talking about.
That's where the planning process is so crucial. Because whatever you plan for that contact and that connection with that client, it's going to go different. You have another person that you couldn't exactly predict what they were going to say or do.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at.
That's where, Yeah.
Yeah, so good. And then, I mean, so many good points on that one point. I feel like we could just talk the rest of the time on those things.
Yeah.
So good. And I think that's something that I've seen firsthand is I used to use actually a Franklin Covey planner. Have you ever used, or do you use a planner of some kind?
I use planners. Yeah, I have a few different systems that I've gone through over the years, and Franklin Covey was one of them. It's an excellent system.
Yeah. And what would you recommend now for planning and putting things in motion?
Right now, with the way I organize my schedule in the preparation phases, is I ensure that I can manage my schedule in one location. And with the integration between my online calendar for my clients, as well as people who sign up to have a quick 20-minute connection call with me,
right?
I look at that one place for my calendar so that way I can keep track of everything. I don't want to manage something on a piece of paper and then another one on my digital calendar and another one in this project management app.
Dude, that's where I'm at right now. It's so bad.
Is that where you're at?
So we have, and we're working on this, and actually really excited. Paul's coming to help with our company here next week. But I have messages in Slack. I have messages in my text in group text threads. We use Microsoft Teams. We use Basecamp, and we use a calendar, and we use Office Outlook with emails. Like, I don't know, what is it, 6 or 7 channels? And then I try and sync that up with my wife's work calendar, which is on Google Calendar, because it doesn't sync with the other one because part of it, anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is we have like 10 different channels, and it's like, no wonder things get lost or overwhelmed because you go to sit down and do a project and you're like, well, where do I find that asset? I don't even know where to begin to look for this.
I don't even know where to start because I don't have a process.
Yeah. And then ping, because you're online, now you get a notification from something and you're gone. At that point, you're gone. And this is, I know this is this is off topic, but coming back to planning, not so much staying focused. I'm really excited for the rest of this to learn more about, and I know it's about proposals, but this planning thing is, I think, something that really, really hits home for me and a lot of the people here on the chat, it seems like. So,
well, it'll be fun in 2 weeks because you'll have gone through the process with me. So we'll be able to talk about that. What is that, the 22nd?
You've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Let's move on to point number 2.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we got done talking about the preparation phase ahead of those winning proposals. So now let's go check in with what is going to set the conditions for success during the proposal. Wait. This is the single biggest piece of advice and the way that you can really win this meeting, this proposal. WAIT is an acronym that stands for Why Am I Talking? And if you have a notebook out as you're getting ready to present your proposal to your client, whether it's face-to-face, mask-to-mask, or you're doing it virtually, I want you to write WAIT in those big, bold letters at the top of your notebook. And if you don't have a specific purpose for what's about to come out of your mouth, just keep it shut. You may be a person who gets nervous when you go to meet with someone. And in that nervousness, you may start just having this flow of information coming out of your mouth. There's a lot of talking and not a lot of communicating. So be very specific as you're in that proposal. Let the client do the majority of the talking. A ratio to help you out with this is, remember, most people have 2 ears and 1 mouth. As a little reminder to listen twice as often as you're talking. So if you have a 1-hour meeting, the client is going to be doing 40 minutes worth of talking in that meeting and about 20 minutes for you. If you have to go over that 20 minutes, then there is something to be tightened up in the process in that preparation work. And is my audio coming through here? I think my video is getting a little glitchy. Am I still doing okay on the audio?
Good. You sound good, man. Keep going.
Okay. Thank you all for your patience, and we're just going to keep this working. Give me a shout out in the comments, you guys.
We've been spoiled with your crispy, buttery video feed the last few weeks.
I know.
You're good. You're good, man. You're doing awesome.
So here's the second piece of during the proposal. I want you to focus on your breath. If you notice that, especially if you have like a fairly demanding client, Or maybe you had something like dropped onto your lap. Like, this logo sucks. Oh, remember step 1, wait. Why am I talking? Because the last thing you want to be is like, no, it doesn't. You suck. No, you're not on the playground. You have maturity, because even if you are getting started, you, my friend, are a professional. So you're going to wait and you're going to pay attention to your breathing. If you're breathing, you start feeling it's up here in your chest and it's getting super shallow, slow it down. Breathe through your diaphragm. Some people call it a belly breath. You can breathe through your diaphragm, and that's going to help change your mental state during this meeting. So you can think with increased clarity for when you come back to that first part. Wait, why am I talking? I don't know. I'm just angry. I'm scared. I'm upset. They said they don't like me. They said they don't like my work, and I'm confused about what that means. Pay attention to your breathing. When you slow that down, you're going to activate the parts of the brain. They're going to help you speak more intelligently and clearly for the value you are bringing to your client. So pay attention to your breathing. And the final piece is this concept I work with my clients on is, do you want to be comfortable? Or do you want to create some confidence? As I was preparing for this project that I'm up here 4 days with my client, a pre-meeting on Sunday, a lot of paperwork due Thursday morning for our closeout meeting, and I was in that proposal meeting, I found myself a little nervous. I was not comfortable, because comfortable is fleeting. Comfort can show up and leave as soon as it came into your life. One example is I came up from Phoenix, Arizona to Montana in the winter. So I leave Phoenix and it's like 70 degrees. I'm comfortable there. But then when I changed my environment and I landed in Bozeman, Montana, and it was like 29 degrees out, trust me, I was not comfortable. If I would have stopped right there at the airport, like coming out and hitting that cold air and turned right back around, I would not be here in an acupuncturist office right now to be able to come and share this training with you. So I focused on creating confidence. So what's the difference? Confidence, if we take a look at the English roots or the roots of this word, it comes down to with trust. Confidere means with trust. And you can train to build trust in yourself, in your product, because you have a process. Comfort is when you're saying, oh, it's too hard to go talk to a client, Paul. Well, you don't understand. I'm nervous, so it's really uncomfortable for me to talk to people. Okay, what do you want to do? Just like do some like mental telepathy and present your project so that way you can like present it with your mouth closed? Come on. It's not about being comfortable. It's about you putting yourself out there, trusting your process, trusting yourself, and trusting that your unique contribution might not be for everyone. That's okay. That only goes in and attacks your comfort if you let it. Because here's the thing, going back to that temperature difference, right? 70 degrees, what is that in Celsius for our international community? Like 20, 25, 26 degrees, I think. Help me out on that, Derek. And I come to Montana, and in Celsius, it's like -2. So I got used to it.
Celsius.
I focused on my breathing. Yeah, give me the
70 degrees
numbers.
Fahrenheit. Google says 70 degrees Fahrenheit is 21.1 Celsius.
There we go. So I went from 21 to like -1 in about 2 hours. So if I would have focused on my comfort, I would have missed this opportunity to serve my client. And then all of the customers and patients that she has, all of that would have been missed if I'd focused on my comfort instead of creating the confidence that I can work with the cold air. I can work with not knowing exactly what I'm going to get into. And that confidence you can train to. Comfort, it's fleeting, just like the temperature outside. All right, let's bring us back up, Derek.
Boom.
I'm going to get some water and look at the chat here.
Why am I talking? Right?
Right. Why am I
because
talking?
Paul is off camera right now getting a drink. Such a good point, and makes me rethink everything I'm about to say for the rest of the stream. Oh man, so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Really, really good points though, for sure. And the breathing one for me is something even now I'm more conscious of, and I realize and recognize in myself. Paul and I have done a lot of breathing work, exercises for me personally. Plus, a plug for him, if you go to paulgowan.com/graphic design, he actually has an exclusive offer for graphic design students. Which course is that? I forget. Is that
This
the confidence
is the Take
course?
Command Confidence course.
Okay. Yeah. And did you get into the breathing on that one, or is it the one that we're working on right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's got the Take Command breath.
It does.
There.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you go to Paul Gowan, I'm going to throw his name up there. So you see how to spell it? Maybe. Try again. Third time's the charm. Nope. Okay. My button doesn't work. Well,
it'll pop up at the end.
Here, we're just going to throw it in the chat. paulgowan.com/graphic design. I'm actually going to.
Yeah, that's special pricing for your community. So I'm really glad to extend that offer. I love that.
So check it out. But he actually goes through that. And the reason why I say that is because the breathing is something I especially struggle with, where you get wound up and you have a lot to say, and all of a sudden you're going and going, and then right, you run out of breath. And that's really important. But not only just for surviving, it also calms you down, lets you get your thought. Yeah. Right, which is really important as well. So you're not just rambling, or in this case we talked about earlier, why am I talking? Just rambling, 2 ears, 1 mouth. I'm going to exercise that right now. Turn it back over to Paul.
All right. I think my video is even live. Let's go to point number 3.
All right, point number 3. Let's do it.
Shoo. All right. So we've talked about what to do before you even meet with your client, what you can do during. So now let's jump in for some actions you can take to win this proposal after that meeting, after that presentation. So post-proposal, post-presentation, you want to capture some feedback. If you were there by yourself meeting with your client, before you drive off, before you text somebody, before you call somebody, schedule time immediately after the meeting, 3 to 5 minutes. And I want you to write down this thing, this action, this statement, this piece that I did today. I am so proud. I want you to ask yourself, what am I so proud about doing in this proposal? Then I want you to take a look at, well, what can I improve upon? What's something that was close, and with some more preparation, some more practice, some more repetition, I can really make this world class. I can really have a level of impeccability. There we go. Impeccableness. You're going to be really good. You're going to be really, really, really good. The third thing is, sometimes you find that different techniques or different approaches or different language is a miss. So you're going to recognize that, and you're going to put down stuff that you're going to stop doing. So the first thing is, like, I'm so proud of this. I'm going to keep going. What is something I can improve upon? And then what is something I'm just going to stop? If you have a coworker there, ask your coworker. If you have a team member, if you have your spouse or somebody else, work and get their perspective as well. If you are presenting a client proposal via Zoom, then use that recording feature. Go into that 3 to 5 minutes afterwards and capture everything that you initially know, and then watch your recording and take notes about things that you're really proud of in this order, creatives, right? Derek, in this order, things that you're very proud of, things that you're going to improve upon, and then things that you're going to stop doing. One key question that you can ask your client is, what's one thing I can do to improve this presentation, this logo, this conversation, my communication with you? You can use this question as a bit of a stem or beginning, and then you can focus your client or whoever you're asking for that feedback in whatever area that you're looking for that additional feedback. What's one thing I can do to improve my slide deck? What's one thing I can do to improve, I don't know, my shirt? It's looking kind of weird. It's probably because I'm not standing with good posture, because I'm like, I don't know, 2 feet off from where my normal gear is. So you ask those questions, and with one thing to improve, you're person that you're asking that, it's going to have something. And then write that down. Don't take it personal. Don't get argumentative. Remember, you're a professional. You don't even have to agree with it. Write it down. Third thing is follow through. The power of a handwritten note, like the thing that you would have to put inside the envelope, put a little stamp on the outside, and then write out who are you going to send the letter to. You can do that and really bring a mark of excellence back to the industry. A lot of the emails or the thank you cards that are virtual, those are nice, but think about the difference that a handwritten note can make. Now, let's say that you're someone in India or Pakistan or the Philippines or somewhere in Europe, and you want to send this thank you note to a client that's in America, and you're like, that is going to cost me $5 American, Paul, to just move this letter all the way around the world. Don't worry. There are companies out there that you can have them handwrite the letter, or it's with a robot and it looks like it's handwritten, and you can capture your signature and have it sent in America to an American client. And I'm pretty sure there's other countries that are doing that. That's not just an American thing. So you can outsource that, type out the letter, the computer writes it out, signs your signature, and then you can even just type in the client's name and address. And then you're not having to spend a lot of time having to write and make sure that it's legible, so that way people can read your writing. Nope, you can outsource all of that, pay postage locally, give some money and invest in somebody else helping you promote your brand. It's a win-win-win-win-win all the way through. That wraps up the post step. Where'd you go? I saw the swoosh, but I didn't see you. Where are you?
I don't know, man. That is something happened in my move. My Stream Deck got actually, it's probably just a user error, but I'm going to blame it on the move. Anyway, some really good tips in there. We've got a lot of chat happening too. Also, Archie over on YouTube says, "Hey, I'm late. Can we talk a little bit about proposal writing?" No, not on this one, but just for the comment and for hanging out. Archie, I want to give you the Freelance Like a Pro on Upwork course that my wife created.
Oh, nice.
And she has proposal templates in there. So what I want you to do, if you're still here, say, "Hey, I'm still here." And then also, what's the best way to do this? If you email completegraphicdesign@gmail.com, we can get your email address and then we can send you access to that course. Yeah. So I'm going to jump in.
Yeah, fabulous.
It might double up on the audio real quick, but I'm going to jump over to the chat on YouTube. I'm going to mute it real quick so I can post that comment.
Perfect.
There we go. Okay, muted. Chat's open. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get this before I forget.
There it is. Well, how about I close out the bonus step, and then we'll wrap it all up. And if you have questions, put them in the chat roll. Like you saw, it was that fast. "Hi, I'm late. Please talk about proposal writing." Not today, but here, we're going to give you this course. So put your questions in there. We love to reward participation. So, all right, go ahead and put me in a one up there, and I'll close this out.
I'm going to throw this on the feed too, so that you can see
there
it.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, that's good. Boom, boom, boom. CompleteGraphicDesign@gmail.com. Send me that email so I can hook you up with that. All right.
There it is.
All right. Boom.
Whoosh. All right. We've talked about what to do ahead of that proposal, during the proposal, and after the proposal. So what else is there to talk about? Well, some bonus material for you, my friend, because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you grow your business. If you're just getting started, and maybe this is a side hustle, for you to create the income so you can leave your job where you're working for somebody else. And you get to go and set out as that creative, that freelancer. I want to see you succeed. Maybe you're that person that's stuck at a certain level of growth in your business. I want to see you succeed, my friend. I want to see you grow. Get off of that plateau. Get going. There are people out there, especially right now, that need to see your art, that need to see your unique contribution to this world. That is how we come through COVID with excellence, my friend. We need you. So here's some bonus material. You earn what you want. And if you want to sit around watching Netflix, If you want to sit around watching Amazon Prime or Hulu, or I don't even know all the ones that are out there. I only know the ones that I've chose to go invest my time in watching a bunch of random YouTube videos that aren't moving my business forward. They're not moving me forward. They're not moving my relationships forward. They were entertaining, but it didn't move me forward. So I earned that delay in my personal growth, the growth in my relationships, and the growth in my business. So if you're saying, I can't get any good clients, I can't get any good help, I am not getting paid for my value, well, I'm going to love you really hard right now. You are earning what you want. If you want that higher pay, you're going to create that value so you can earn those prices. If you want to work 4 hours a week and you're just getting started, you're going to earn the paycheck that reflects 4 hours a week, which might be zero. So you're going to earn what you want. And if that hasn't been said to you for a minute or ever, I'm here to say, I love you. I appreciate your contribution, and that you're going to be rewarded with the effort that you put in. Second thing, create confidence. Don't focus on the comfort. If you find yourself saying this is easy, this is hard, this is tough, this is challenging, you're in that comfort space. Friedrich Nietzsche said that a person who knows their why can bear most anyhow. So as you are clear about what direction you want to go in your life, in your relationships, in your business, then create the training plan to accomplish that, and then do it. If you want to lose some weight, if you want to meet the love of your life, or if you want to be a multi-millionaire in your business, you can create that training plan. At some point, it requires you to get started. If you're wanting to lose weight, you don't think yourself into losing weight. You take action based on those thoughts, which means putting on the running shoes, which means putting in the repetitions at the gym, which means doing things that are not comfortable. But you create confidence. You create that trust in yourself when you take those actions. So take those actions, my friend. Set the conditions for success. Create that confidence for you in your life. Final piece, seek additional training. Derek is such a great friend. He already mentioned the course that I already have to help you create more confidence, and that's going to help you win more proposals. I'm not going to guarantee your results because I'm not sure you're committed. But if you want some help and you're willing to put in the work so you can earn what you want, then head over to paulgowan.com/ what was it, Derek? Graphic design?
Yeah.
Head over there and invest in your learning. Seek that additional training. For me, in the last 5 years, I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop myself, my relationships, and my business. And when you invest at that level, you get rewards at that level. You earn what you want. So when we take a look at everything we've talked about today, it's the prep phase for that proposal. What can you do during? What do you do after? And then some additional bonus tips to really set those conditions for success for the growth of you and your business, my friend. That's why Derek and I are here doing this. Come on up to up here, Derek.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about how at Behance especially, there really isn't anything like this there. But we want to create this space and this conversation about how we can help each other.
When he says that,
businesses.
He's talking about most of the Behance streams, it's creatives kind of looking over the shoulder as they work on a project in Photoshop or Illustrator. And I do some of that on the channel as well. And in fact, you can see in the videos below the replays of all of those. And we're kind of coming at this at a different angle because a lot of the students that I have in my courses, I've got over almost 150,000 students now between Udemy and Skillshare and on my website. And a lot of the common theme is, okay, great, I know how to use Photoshop, but I can't get anybody to pay me how to use it. Or I know how to do these things, but I can't land any projects because I'm getting underbid or something. And so it's possible. I've made a living and have provided for 5 kids, 2 dogs, a wife, cars, house, like everything has been provided through. This is all I've ever done. And even when it didn't make sense, we moved in with actually my wife's parents to make it work. And we lived with them collectively on and off a few different times, but collectively it was 5 years of our marriage where we were living with her parents to make it work. And like basically going all in, like we are going to make this happen. Like this is what I want to do, and I believe in it, and this is the way forward. And so when Paul says things like, you know, you earn what you want, it's so easy to hear that and be like, but you know, that doesn't make, you know, really? Okay, well fine. I want to make $100,000 tomorrow. You know, like it doesn't work like that. It's I earn pretty darn close to what I wanted to earn. But it's taken me, what am I at? I'm in over 20 years of actually using Photoshop. I'm about, I lose track of time. I don't know.
It's like COVID standard time.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know, but years and years and years. I didn't get this rate right out of college, and not that I couldn't have. I could have dramatically accelerated my progress had I learned some of these things early on. And to kind of continue this conversation for you guys, I want to encourage you to check out, I've got a book list. There's a link below this video. Down below, there's resources for graphic designers, and there's also my book list. It's on kit.co. It's where I can list all the stuff that I use. And almost every book on my shelf is listed there. There's a few new ones I need to add still, but one importantly, there's one that Paul is I would say it would be The Science of Getting Rich, that really lays the foundation for what you just talked about. Is that right? Or would you say Think and Grow Rich?
Well,
right.
Both and.
Both and. So if you had to refer one of them to kind of get started, and they're a little bit what's the
dated.
word? Very dated content. And in some ways it's like, you just have to go for the ride, right? You just have to like think about what they're saying and do the work, you know, buckle in, listen to it. But the point is that your mind can create whatever you want, right?
It's so true.
And one example I think of, Jim Rohn is a mentor. He passed away, but he's somebody that he has books and all kinds of programs that you guys can go through. But I would consider him a mentor, even though he's never met me and I've never met him. So somebody I learned from, right? And he was talking about like, well, you could be on the mountaintop and I could give you a tour of the house that I want to build. And I could say, right here's the fireplace, and right here's going to be where the living room is. And you're thinking these thoughts forward, and then these thoughts become plans, and then these plans become something that the engineer can make, right? And then something that the construction workers can then build on. And all of a sudden this house is really there, really with all these things that you thought of first. And so talking about how you can think towards whether that's the income you want or the style of work you want to do or the lifestyle you want, whatever that is. And by knowing that in your mind, then you can say yes or no to other opportunities. And that's ultimately how I got where I was, because I had opportunities between where I was and where I am now that I could have said yes to. And in hindsight, had I said yes to those, like a few that you were like, Derek, that's not for you. I thought I was sure I wanted this opportunity to work with somebody that I was like, oh man, this would be just the greatest job ever. And in hindsight, like would have taken me so far off course to where I am now and where I want to be. And that's as simple as knowing in your mind where you want to end up. And then does this make sense or not? Right. And that's how you get there. That, and then continued skill. Something else that I like to do is plan my own curriculum. So in school, we let the teachers tell us what to learn. But after school, then what? Well, I didn't stop learning. Like there's things that are very important to me that I want to learn. We'll talk about this, Paul, when you get here, but I build, whether it's the books I'm reading or the topics I want to learn to become better at my job to earn more money. One of which was I was taking a serious look at, do I switch from WordPress to using Webflow? Well, I don't know. So I'm starting to look at, okay, how does this work? And how can I learn this skill, add it to my services, and then charge more money for it? So that's how that works for me. And that's how it could work for you too. I see some chat. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I set down my Behance. Behance is on my iPad. That's on the desk underneath the stool.
Don't knock it over.
Don't knock it over. 200 yards from where I'm standing right now. And this is a brand new building. My client was able to buy it as we worked together to grow her business. 200 yards away is the first job that I worked at after my military career.
Whoa.
I was working for a temp agency because I just needed a job. I just needed to go out and work. And so I got a job for like $14 an hour, a lot of manual labor. It was inventory control. So we would just like have to pick up a whole row of boxes and move it. And on the first day, I was told, like, this is what we want you to do. And we think it's going to take you like 3 days. And as I was looking at all of it, I was like, well, I think I can get this done in 3 hours. And if I do that and I can show them that this is value, then maybe they'll just give me a raise. So I did it. Like I was pushing, got that whole thing done before lunch on the first day. And I'm like, hey, can you put me in for a raise? And they're like, why? And I'm like, because I just took 3 days worth of work and moved it into 3 hours. And I'd like a little bit of that savings. You're crazy. Oh. So I then stayed with that for like 3 more weeks. Well, maybe I just didn't try hard enough. Maybe I just didn't show them like I'm good enough. And let me just do this. I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a direction. I didn't have a North Star. I didn't have something to guide me. And it sucked. I was miserable. And then the working environment just started getting a little bit more. It was abusive. I had a 19-year-old supervisor who would just talk down to me and just belittle me. And where I was in my life at that time, I thought I had to take that. And so yesterday, I'm going to show you this video when I come up and see you next week. But I filmed that story from walking from that loading dock to my client's office, because now I made as much in that walk, in that 2-minute walk, than what I used to make in a day. I'm now making in 2 minutes what I used to take 8 hours to make. So I'm here to say, like, you watching this right now, what Derek's talking about and the conversations that we have, if you want to start with Think and Grow Rich, that's a great book. It was written like 100 years ago. So there are some terms and there are some like use of masculine pronoun. It's a different time. It's a different era in which it was written. But if you can sift out some of the stuff that's 100 years ago and really focus in on the essence that you can bring into your life now, that you dream, and then that dream, you schedule action. Listen to what Derek was talking about for the curriculum. I set out this learning curriculum, and then it's not that that curriculum is just going to like enter my mind. No, there was work to go in and read the material, take the notes, watch the videos, have the discussions, really go in and master the material. And I'm here to say, you can have the life that you want sooner than you can possibly understand if you go after earning what it is that you want, which is going to take some work. But my friend, you're not worried about being comfortable with that work. You're creating confidence. So you're going to get there a lot faster than I did, a lot faster than 6 years. You can do this.
That's good. Super good. Also, hello to Shame over on YouTube.
Hello, Shame.
Hello. I'm good.
I'm doing pretty well.
We're good. How are you?
You good? I'm double plus good.
Chris over on Behance says, I've been there, in referring to, I forget, that was earlier in the stream.
I'm not sure what that was.
Oh, shoot. I was going to remember it too, but it's okay.
Sorry, awesome. Chris.
And then Jessica says, it's an awesome feeling seeing what you imagined in physical form. So true.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
It's interesting too. My wife and I years ago made kind of a dream journal where we wrote down like, okay, by this and this time, we wanted to make this much money per month. We wanted to have this many kids. We wanted to drive these exact vehicles. We wanted to live in this exact place. And it's amazing looking back what things we blew past, what we ever could thought, whether it's financial or, where we're at, basically that timeline being accelerated. It's interesting what other things we thought would be a walk in the park or easy that still haven't happened yet. And I don't know if that's just the priority shifted or just the timing hasn't happened yet, but having that timeline and that, I want to say memorial, is that the right word? The journal of remembering what you've set forth and what has actually happened has been really cool to see.
Maybe like a chronicle.
Yeah. And it adds so much more motivation too, because you're like, oh wow, like I thought that up, it happened. What else can I think up? What else can I do?
Right.
Super cool stuff.
Yeah. Chris was, I guess, referencing my work experience. So yeah.
Yeah.
I got you, Chris. I'm glad you got me.
I think that's kind of everybody's rite of passage. I worked at a McDonald's and I said I would never, ever do that. Never, ever do that. And I had a friend who was the manager there, and she was like, "Hey, I want you to come work for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not happening. There's not a chance." And growing up, I played baseball pretty competitively, and finally was like, "Okay, there's literally nobody else that's going to hire me." At least that's what I was telling myself. Now I know, like, there would have been somebody else. Right. And it was depressing because no matter how many burgers you flipped, there were still more burgers to flip. But you felt like you're making zero impact on the world except for maybe bad health for people. I don't know.
Right. Right.
But on the flip side, there's Georgia. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah.
But on the flip side, that's kind of where I got my beginning in learning how to work and stay focused and disciplined, and it was a good experience. So anyway, don't neglect or forsake those humble beginnings. Right? They get you on the path. Sure. You know.
But also just like smack yourself into waking up, right? Yeah. Because when I didn't have a goal and I just said, I just need a job, well, that showed up.
Right.
And it showed up on other people's terms. And some of you have messaged, I'm having a tough time getting the rates that I want to charge. Well, it's not with your customers. I'll let you know that right now. It's with you. And I say this from a place of absolute love for you, because for a while I was saying the same thing. Like I'm not getting the value. I'm still getting these clients. They're not charging or not paying me at full value. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the one that's accepting the deal. So if you're not getting the prices that you want, you're not charging the prices that you want, and you're not standing true to your own boundaries. And this is how you create confidence, is that trust in yourself. Like if you say that you're going to deliver this logo and it's going to be $1,000, then you stick with that. And if somebody says, well, what about 800? You can say, oh, I'm so sorry. I value your time as well as mine. And I work with professionals. This is not a place to barter or haggle or negotiate. This is my rate. Now, here's the thing. You might lose some business with that. You weren't going to have a good relationship with that client anyway. If they're trying to nickel and dime you right out of the gate.
So true.
Like, have you had that, Derek?
Oh, 100%. This is so true. Yeah. And we even at one point raised our rates so high, I was certain we were going to lose our clients, and they all just actually took us more serious, and we got more work. In fact, when we first started, we weren't charging enough, and they didn't take us seriously. They're like, well, we just got a bid from this guy. It was going to be $85 an hour. You're charging $35 an hour. That doesn't make sense. Why is it so cheap? And then we ended up raising our rates up to $125 an hour. And we got more work than we had ever had. And we made enough money to actually pay our bills. And it was all this weird, like when you took yourself seriously, so did your clients. And the ones that weren't 100%. Just move on. And if you were busy getting beat up by this client who doesn't value you anyway, you're not available to take on the good work that's available, that is out there.
Right. Because you are a person of integrity that's watching this. Like you're wanting to improve. So you're probably not the type of person that's going to flake on that agreement. Even with a client who is flaking on you.
You want to go nuts on Chris here?
What's he?
Chris says,
I saw it. I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything.
No, you got it.
I was going to give him that one.
Yeah, go for it. You got
Chris,
some hard love here.
Did he already say where he's tuning in from?
I don't.
Let's see if we can get that in the chat roll.
I think Seattle.
I don't remember. I know we've seen you a few times before, Chris. Oh, he says go nuts. All right.
Yeah, Chris over in Seattle.
Chris, try is, and this is for everybody. But Chris, you said go nuts. Okay, so Seattle. Chris, I'm going to love you so much right now, brother. Try within the English vernacular has a connection to failure, right? Like ask somebody, did you climb Mount Everest? Well, I tried. And they don't say like, I tried and then I made it, right? Did you climb Mount Everest? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Or they'll say, I tried. Like I got in there, but I didn't summit. And then there's going to be some sort of reason or excuse or justification. Now, maybe not for Mount Everest because the stakes are pretty high. Like if they saw a storm coming in and they chose to not summit, that was smart because they can just die at the top, right? You're probably not in a situation where anything that we're saying is going to have your life on the line or anybody else's life on the line. So if you want to do this, the first place to build that trust with yourself, remember, confidence is with trust, confidere. If you want to build this trust in yourself, don't give yourself this out of, I'll try, I'll make some effort, but then if it doesn't work and I fail, well, I tried, check. No, get after it. The little green master, right? Do or do not. There is no try. Commit to it. Say, I am going to increase my confidence. I'm going to give 10 logo proposals so that way I can learn from this, capture those lessons learned, go back in, practice, remediate, practice some more, put in some more repetitions, and then I'm going to take on, like, give me 10 other clients. I just want to go through the proposal. If it's not the right price, that's okay, because I'm focusing on the proposal skill, not your graphic design skills. Like, if y'all need graphic design skills, go to the vault. We haven't even talked about the vault today. The vault is this ridiculous deal that Derek can. Derek, here's your heads up. Get the chat ready to put in the vault link. Go to the vault, because that's going to help you be a graphic designer. Once you have those graphic design skills, it's on you for how you want to represent that. And do you want to work with a graphic designer who's going to try to have some confidence in that proposal? Or are they trying to be comfortable? I'll let you know right now. When I work with someone and they don't have that confidence in their work, and they start already just playing small, and they are not owning their results, they're not in there taking a look at how they can innovate and contribute and maximize value, it's a very short conversation. Like, I'm not only going to not hire you, I'm probably not even going to stay connected with you. Because that's not what I'm looking to surround myself with. I want to be with people who are increasing their confidence. Confidence isn't something that you really have. It's a practice of increasing that. Because at any point in time, you can break that trust with yourself. That's when you have that low self-esteem, that low self-confidence, thinking that you're not going to get the clients that you want, thinking you can't charge the prices that you want, thinking that it's time to just scrap and give up on this dream for you to be a freelancer. And then it's, what are you going to do? Like, go back and work for somebody else doing almost the same thing, but maybe they've put themselves out there and had that confidence to go bring in the business. So, Chris, love you. Don't you dare try. Get in there and do it.
That's good.
And then let us know what it was that resulted from that action. I'll tell you what, Chris, you show up next week with some action that you can report, I'm going to have a heck of a giveaway for you. Derek, can you take a note of that? We're gonna build some amazing package for Chris.
Chris Moreno.
Chris, you show up and just let us know, what did you do? Or what did you do and then it didn't work? But there will be no try in that statement.
So good. I'm just taking note of that real quick. So
okay,
something else.
I'm going to read Jessica. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Jessica Ashmore, my humbleness can sometimes fog how firm I am with my prices. This has been super helpful. You're so welcome. And remember, being humble is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less often. That's humility. That's being humble. It's not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less often. So, Jessica, I'd be interested to see how that lands with you. Is that a nuance that is going to help you move something forward, help you grow a little bit?
So 1.2, I want to point out, it's easy. I want to clarify. We're not saying that you have to be immediately confident in your Photoshop or Illustrator or logo design or web design skills. And all of a sudden be like, yeah, I could do everything.
I can take on everything.
I've been doing this for over 20 years and I still am learning things about Photoshop. You are never going to learn it all, because even as soon as you might, there's a new update 6 months later. It's just not going to happen. So then you pivot your approach. You're not trying to learn everything. You're learning how to be confident in knowing that you believe in your own ability to figure it out. So you say, yes, I can't wait to do this project for you, Mr. or Mrs. Client. We can do this, this, and this. And you might have seen what's possible and be like, yes, this is possible. We can do all kinds of cool stuff. And you maybe do like 45 minutes to an hour of discovery where you just learn all the things about their business and what they want. And you say, great, this is so awesome. Give me a couple days to think about it and we'll follow up with another meeting. And in that time, you can do your research and see like, okay, can I really do this? Or do I have friends I can call on? Or did I join Derek's Facebook group and have access to lots of other people who maybe know how to do something like this, can show me? Lots of ways to figure it out. And at the end of the day, that confidence comes from knowing like, hey, I've figured this thing out before, and I'm sure I can figure this new thing out now as well. And so that's the confidence you bring into these meetings, not the confidence going, wow, I've done this 100 times. I know everything. Right. That's not how you approach it.
Right. And what's the name of that Facebook group, Derek, so we can get some more people in there?
And I do want to point out, it's a little bit interesting. Okay, so let me get you there first. It's Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/complete graphic design. I'm going to copy this and paste it in the Behance chat. Also, the Behance chat does not stick around after the replay, guys. All this goes away, unfortunately. But there are links below the video. But if you go to that group, you can join
with Behance to fix that.
it's a work in progress. It'll be here soon. But that group, so here's the deal. I recently basically quit social media. I deleted Facebook and Instagram from my phones for partly because of their privacy reasons, their privacy policy, which is not private. They watch you all the time. And also just my own, I'm an emotional creative, and I kept seeing all this negativity on the posts, not in our group. Our group is awesome, but I meant in general. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't have the mental bandwidth to go from being everything is awesome to like, oh my gosh, everything sucks, to then come back to serve my clients at a high level. So for me, I deleted it, but I kept the group open currently. So there's almost 18,000 people in there right now. So you can jump in, you can find a mentor, you can join the group, join my email list.
Connect and ask questions.
Yeah, for sure. So,
and we do pop into the Facebook group. I say we, because I ask Derek, like, what are the questions that are being asked inside the Facebook group? And that's so huge. Not Derek, out of curiosity, because you're taking this break, you've scaled back on Facebook, you deleted it from your phones, you still have access to the accounts via your computer. What has that done to the levels of your confidence?
I don't know if I'd say confidence as much as mental clarity. And I would
I'm not asking mental clarity. I'm asking confidence.
I mean, confidence, I would say it hasn't done anything. I'd say if anything, it's helped me, not be exhausted from the emotional roller coaster I was on, really. The mental exhaustion that brought. And even for my wife's sake, what's the matter? She'd hear me deep sighing, like, she's like, what's wrong?
Super sassy sigh, right?
Yeah. And not even on purpose, just holding my breath as I was reading things or whatever, or as I was taking on these weights of things happening in the world or whatever. And not that I'm trying to be, ignorant or, ignorance is bliss. I just realized where I need to be right now in this moment to serve my family, to serve my friends and my students. That's just not something I have bandwidth for right now. And if it's really, really important, there's plenty of other people who are tuned in and can let me know if I need to pay attention to something. And it might not be a for everything, but it's just a for right now thing. Know.
I think we've got time for one more question, and I want to give away a course. So can we jump into Aaron on Behance? Aaron Fisher, how do you object a client saying you don't have experience in this specific type of work? So I'm going to infer a couple things because we have just a short window here, Aaron. And let's say that you have had a lot of clients within the health industry, and maybe you're moving into an industry of industry or production. Here, your skills is what you have relevancy in, not the industry, right? Your industry is graphic design. Your industry might be logo creation or working with some of the Adobe suite. You don't need to be in the industry to be able to contribute to the industry. And if they really want to like stand on their little soapbox and be like, well, you don't understand the industry, so you can't work for this. Well, you know what? Not everybody likes jazz flute. Let that person go. One of the greats that I study, this is the man who was brought into Japan post-World War II to rebuild the Japanese economy with a heightened focus on quality of production. His name is W. Edwards Deming, D-E-M-I-N-G, if you want to look him up. He says that if for a consultant, for a company to improve their processes, it must come from an external consultant. And so that's me in my industry. I'm that consultant. Just because I haven't consulted in your industry, that actually qualifies me to do better work for you, not less. So that fresh perspective, you can speak to that, Aaron. Fresh insight, different approach. You're not into how it's always been done. And if that doesn't have that client being like, oh, I really want to work with this. Fresh perspective, that's going to give a fresh look. That's going to entice more people. And if that client isn't going to want to work with you at that point, receive that. Thank goodness they're saying no right now. Not everybody likes jazz flute. You go find the target market that will appreciate your contributions and not judge you because of how long you maybe have worked in their industry. You stay in your industry and you still be awesome in that. Aaron, email me at support@paulgowan.com. Can you help me out on that in the Behance chat so you can just click on that?
Yes.
Or Aaron, support@paulgowan.com, GOWIN. Shoot me an email, Aaron, because I'm going to give you my confidence course. Thank you so much for that question.
I'm grabbing Aaron's profile. I'm texting it to you.
Perfect.
So also it seems like Behance might be flaking out on a lot of people. So
darn it.
I know. So some of them jumped over to YouTube. Annika says, totally emailed you on completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. Goodies awaited. Awesome.
There it is.
And
there it is.
Annika, gotcha. Okay. Over on Behance, Raquel says, nice. With
Nice.
2 E's. Aaron will
Nice.
test it out. Great tip. Golden Rose, what's up?
Awesome.
The stream isn't back for me. Oh, isn't black for me. Okay, so it is working. Golden Rose, what's up? Welcome back.
Awesome.
So fun. I wish the chat stayed on Behance. It's coming, guys. It's coming. They tell me it's coming soon. I don't know. Soon might mean June, but it's coming. It's great. It's a work in progress.
If you're watching this on the replay, put comments down below. We read the comments.
On YouTube, that doesn't, and Facebook, that doesn't work on Behance either. But there are links below to Paul's stuff, to my stuff, also the books that we're mentioning. You're welcome, Golden Rose. And yeah, so check out those links down below for all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then be ready next week.
Yes.
Paul and Derek are going to be in the same room.
That's going to be nuts.
It's going to be amazing.
We're going to have to figure out the camera setting, how that works out. Because we both like
I get my own.
You get your own? Okay, we'll figure it out. I'll have to have Austin Web Designs come produce the show live.
Yeah.
And might even have a special guest. I mentioned it to my wife. So Jenna might be joining the call. Jenna, if you don't know, is my wife and also the project manager when we were an agency. Now she works with all kinds of cool people. In fact, I can't shoot NDA. Worked with somebody, if I dropped the name, you would know who it was.
Right.
Big time
NDA
stuff. Yeah, big NDA.
Good save.
Oh, gosh. Oh, anyway, so all that to say, she is very, very, very good at what she does with writing proposals and project management. And honestly, the reason why I have found any success in anything I have done, I would be still working at McDonald's if it wasn't for her. Just the reason why we landed work as an agency, the reason why I've produced any courses that I have is because she's helped me produce the outlines and, basically kick me out of the house to go record. So all that to say, trying to get her on next week too, permitted, or as long as we can get childcare lined up and all that stuff. But the point is, for those of you who I told you to email us, I'm going to give you the course that she created, which is Freelance Like a Pro on Upwork. And the premise of this course was, we had people saying, well, it's not possible. Nobody wants to pay these rates, whatever. And so she's like, okay. So she created a brand new profile and she was pregnant doing this from her bed and made over $4,000 during the time that she just produced the lessons for this course. And to date has made so much more money on this platform using these literally copy and paste the exact templates that she provides for you in this course. So that, if you want to check it out, I don't have a link below the video yet. If you go to my website, derekmitchell.com, join the vault. It's the cheapest way to get it. But if you want to support me,
it's such a smart thing.
It's just so join the vault. You'll get access to that. But if you want to support us and pay more money, you can buy the course outright for $50. Or you could have had
it's not
5
a good
months.
decision. Go get the vault, get everything.
So, but check out Freelance on Upwork, Freelance Like a Pro on Upwork. Go to derekmitchell.com. In fact, here I'm going to, it looks like it's on sale. You can get it. You can get it on sale right now. I'm going to post this in the link in the chat. Aaron says Upwork is hard as, and then
censored.
Anyway, check that out. Tried it. Yeah, it is difficult, but that is literally how we have landed tens of thousands of dollars worth of, and I'm talking like on a single project, like 10K plus projects. So they're out there. They're out there.
Yep.
All right, man. Guys, right. Paul.
We got to land this.
Sorry, I just saw your text. I didn't see it. Overdone. Got to go, dude. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, everybody. Thank you. Paul, enjoy. Can't wait to see you in person. We're going to bounce.
See you guys.
See ya.